A little bit more, fellas, and head down to Memphis. Tigers were taking on Mississippi State earlier today. Tigers were, they became an underdog essentially slightly in this game. And what ends up happening? Mississippi State commands them. I mean, takes them down on their home floor. Bulldogs, they look the part of a top 20 or so team. 79-66. They beat Memphis. Josh Hubbard wasn't even great today. It didn't matter. Riley Kugel was, Rob. 19 points in this game. Chris Jans, to you, Rob, did this say more about Chris Jans and his program and that we need to be talking more nationally about them? Or was it revealing on the Memphis side of some flaws?
All of the above. I think it,
okay.
I know you want me to pick one. Like, I think it was both, man. Mississippi State's really good. They got really good guards. Josh Hubbard is no joke. There's a reason why people thought Riley Kugel was going to be a first-round pick when he was at Florida. Like, he's got the talent to do what he did tonight. Sean Murphy is a problem too. Like, he's such a good defender. And we said it when Chris Jans got hired. I remember saying it on this show when Chris Jans got hired that, like, he's the perfect guy at Mississippi State. He could juke it up. He can go get some of these second chance guys, and he's going to find a way to be able to get dudes that know how to win. And that dude can coach ball, man. That's the one thing that he can do. So I did not think that Mississippi State was going to go in there and put paddle to ass the way that they did, but that was really impressive. I will say this about Memphis. They got to stop reading their press clippings, man. Like, I feel like, Randolph, every time Memphis does something good and you're like, all right, see, I told you, man, the Tigers. This Memphis team is no joke. 1 cent. Penny is back. Let's go. They turn around and they end up having a stinker like this. Like, I feel like every time they start feeling themselves, they don't have that ability to forget about they can't get to the next play when they do something well. It's almost like they got a hangover that lasts too long. Maybe they should stop going out on Beale Street. Maybe they got to stop hanging out with Johnny Martin down there is what they got to do.
You know what? I'll say this. Everybody knows where I stand with Memphis. I'm still on board with them. They've had the toughest schedule in the country, right? And you take away the Arkansas State loss, and we're kind of like, okay, we're going to find out a lot more about them. And they have to respond. And they have to respond against Ole Miss. Now, that's at home,
have to.
right? So they after this type of dominant performance from Mississippi State and getting your ass whooped like this, they need to respond. But the team has faced the toughest non-conference schedule or schedule there regardless so far this season. So you're going to have games like this. They've had them. This team has just been, to your point, Rob, I don't know, what it is about this group. There are nights they can beat anybody. They can be dominant. Then they can look like they did today, which was just like they didn't show up. So again, this team has been ebb and flow. They've got enough wins. We know what's going to happen when they get in conference play. There's just not enough teams that would validate. Can pretty much do nothing but hurt them. But this Saturday, this next game against Ole Miss tells us all we need to know. Like, to me, they need to approach this like it's their Super Bowl here because they need to win this one game before they head into conference play. And then at that point, then there's only going to be a list of games that can hurt them. I think they got enough resume wins. But as far as us keeping them serious.
A lot of games that could hurt them.
Yeah, no.
Hey, look,
their whole conference schedule.
I will say this: if they beat Mississippi State next Saturday, I'm taking every single dime to my game.
If they beat Ole Miss.
They beat Ole Miss. Ole Miss on the 28th. I'm taking every single dime to my name, and I'm putting on Florida Atlantic money line when they play on January 2nd. Because you're telling me, because all that's going to happen is we're going to be like, Memphis is good again. And then one day after New Year's Day, they get to play a Florida Atlantic team that's really talented. There's no chance of winning that game. The best thing, as weird as it sounds, the best thing that could happen to Memphis is they get their ass kicked again. And they come back and everyone's going to be doubting them. And we got
as long as, I don't care what. As long as we all get paid December 31st, you bet whatever the hell you want on January the 2nd. But Doster kid, good thing Christmas is coming ahead of Jan 2 here because by my goodness gracious. All right.
But
let's go to
before we move on, but quickly, Mississippi State, man. Like, to be picked 11th, 12th in the league? Like, you talked about Jan, and to see how they style to play. They played that brutal half court inside out. Like, defensively, they changed everything. And credit to Coach Jam, man. I mean, not many people can do that, and they completely flip their style of play. Now they're playing out in, 4 out 1 in. Defensively, they're trying to pin you on the side, helping early. Man, that SEC, man. Good luck with that. I mean, seriously, this league is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. I mean,
It's
I gave
so
a good
good.